What's up, my people? What's good? What's going on? Welcome back to the War Zone once again. All right. So let's talk a little bit about this narrative that's been going around about Canelo Alvarez. So, as we all know, Mexican superstar boxer Canelo Alvarez defeated Caleb Plant via TKO in the 11th round for the unification fight in the super middleweight division. Plant did better than expected. He won a lot of rounds in that fight. Obviously, Canelo Alvarez found the left hook and eventually led to the stoppage of this fight. After the fight, Canelo was crowned undisputed champion at super middleweight and painted as the first Latino to ever become undisputed champion in boxing history. Now, let's get some things straight. First of all, that is a false statement pushed by the mainstream media to gain more publicity, as there were many Latino champions before him. There was Eder Joffrey, Ruben Olivares, Enrique Pindar, Sixto Escobar, Panama Al Brown, Vincent Saldivar, Sugar Ramos, Ismael Lagumina, Carlos Ortiz, Roberto Duran, Jose Napoles, Kid Gavilan, Hugo Cora, Jose Torres, Carlos Monzon, and etc. These were all undisputed champions before Canelo was born. Some were champions at the time when two divisions today counted as one division before. Under the National Boxing Association, having fewer weight classes, that means that they would be the equivalent of two division champions today, since there were only 8 divisions and 1 belt. The narrative of Canelo calling himself the first Latino undisputed champion is absolutely absurd. However, if we are based on fairness here, under the radar, he is not a legit undisputed champion, and there is an unquestionable reason behind this. Alexander Usyk, for instance, fought every champion in the cruiserweight division and legitimately beat everyone to be crowned undisputed king. Never ducked anyone. Josh Taylor and Terrence Crawford became undisputed champions after beating all the champions at their respective weight classes without ducking anyone. But Canelo, I'm sorry, he didn't do that. Now, as we move on, man, we all know that narratives today pushed by old media, those of us who follow boxing, man, we always look at the facts, man. Facts over feelings. And if you want to be honest, Canelo was given the WBC super middleweight belt without fighting the true champion, David Benavidez. The WBC gave Canelo the belt before he fought Evan Yildirim, which for starters was never his mandatory. Canelo had the option to fight someone else, according to the statements made by the WBC, but he decided that Yildirim was a better option than taking a more serious risk. He never called Benavidez prior to losing his WBC belt for making weight. He instead waited till the WBC sanctioned Benavidez to go after his belt in a very sneaky and calculated way. Canelo cannot be a legitimate undisputed champion if he was given the free belt by the WBC. Those who claimed the WBC did their job forget that the WBC was the same organization that gave a pass to Oscar Valdez after testing positive for an illegal substance against Robson Conceição. The WBC makes the rules as they go, and they are not without controversy. The WBC punished Benavidez for not making weight via KO, but they tickled Valdez in the chin, allowing him to retain his retain his title for much larger offense. In order for Canelo to be undisputed, he must first fight Benavidez and show the world he can beat the real champion who never lost a WBC super middleweight title in the ring. Eddie Reynoso also affirmed a few months back that Canelo might fight Benavidez in 2 more years after he gains some experience. In other words, they will not fight him anytime soon, man. The grim reality is that they are probably waiting for Benavidez to leave the division and go up in weight once he can no longer make super middleweight. But as we all see, man, Canelo will avoid Benavidez at all costs, and he is never willing to mention this guy's name, man. We also know that he did go on to say at one point that that he would never fight any more Mexican fighters. Now, he said that on 2 occasions. So my question is, what made Billy Joe Saunders, Caleb Plant, or Callum Smith better draws for Canelo than Benavidez? Don't get me wrong, man. I thought Caleb Plant was bona fide, man, fighter, and he showed that in the ring, despite being stopped. The thing is, they all avoided Benavidez in a similar fashion that current middleweights avoid Demetrius Andrade. And one thing's for sure, had Canelo fought Andrade at middleweight for undisputed throne, he would have gotten destroyed based on his performance against Plant, man. Canelo ducked Andrade for the undisputed middleweight championship, and he will duck Benavidez for the real undisputed title at super middleweight. So that's all I got for y'all, man. I just wanted to point that out real quick. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Hit the bell icon for notifications. And that, blessings and peace to all. I'm out.